thanks everybody for setting this up. A lot of work gone into setting the stage up and everything. And feel free to make donations with the bucket that's going around. And buy me tea, herbal tea, if you see me around, that's quite good. Has anybody never done yoga before? Pretty good. That's a pretty big yoga mat you've got there, disguised as a blanket. Just, yeah, so just see how you go. Niggles and injuries and aches and pains, just kind of take it easy. You don't have to do every single pose. You're not being marked out of 10 or anything. I'll be taking little notes to see who the pros are, who the elites are. There's a few of them dotted around, I see, snuck in. And we'll give it a go, okay? So we're going to start, lucky for you, we're going to start sitting down on the ground. So you don't have to do too much work. So we're going to lie down on the ground. So I didn't get much sleep last night, so I need at least 5 minutes to just get into it, all right? So lying down on the ground, you let your feet fall out to the sides and your arms go out wide, a little bit like you're a starfish on a beach. And then if you turn your palms to face upwards, it kind of opens up your shoulders. Your shoulders have a little bit of a wriggle. And you're trying to be really heavy with your shoulders, your arms, your legs. The whole of your body is trying to push down into the ground. You tuck your chin in a little bit so your neck feels longer. And that's it. You're already started to do some yoga. And then we're going to add in some breathing. So you're going to breathe in and out through your nose if you can. If you can't, you just change it. Even if this pose was uncomfortable, you could just change it and do something different. But here we are, lying down on the ground, the weight of our body heavy into the earth, and just trying to tune into our breath. So see if you can really slow down your breathing. Breathing in and out through the nose. Your arms are heavy. Your legs are heavy. And you're trying to lengthen your breath. You're seeing if you can make your breath even longer. And there's hundreds of different breathing techniques, but you could try at the top of your next inhale to pause at the top. Just try and hold your breath at the top. And then exhale slowly, slowly all the way down the body. And try and pause at the bottom. That's a bit trickier. And then you inhale all the way up the body, all the way up, I think, to like the top of my head. Try and pause at the top. Pause, pause, pause. You might even sip a little bit of breath at the top, a little sip. And then you exhale all the way down, I think like down the back of my body, backs of my arms and legs, all the way down to my heels. And then we begin again, a few more big rounds of breath. You might really go for it, big exaggerated breaths. Pausing at the top if you want to. And then exhale all the way down. Heavy bones, enjoy the weight of your body pressing down into the ground. 2 more rounds of breath if you can. Big, slow breaths. Just enjoying your breath. And then 1 more round. The best breath of all so far this morning. Pause at the top maybe. Excellent stuff. So then we're going to straighten out the legs and have the feet together. You might bash into someone's feet above your head, but you're going to put your arms above your head and have a little bit of a stretch if you can. And then we point through the toes, push through the heels, point and push. Point and push. And then we're going to hug our right knee in towards us. So the hands come over and we hug the right knee. We give it a bit of a squeeze. And then we let that leg slide away where it was. Then the other knee comes in and we give that knee a bit of a squeeze. See what's going on with your hips, maybe even your back. Feels quite good. Then we let go of that leg. Now we're just going to bend the right knee with the foot on the ground. So the knee's poking up in the air, and we're just going to sway that knee from side to side, side to side. So just seeing what's going on with our lower back, with our hips. Well, this hip first. Then we swap over legs. That one goes straight, the other one bends, and you sway that one from side to side. Maybe this feels a bit freer. I quite like it for my lower back. It's like it's giving my back a massage. Anyway, so then we're going to hug both knees in towards us. Give yourself a squeeze. And then we're going to do knee circles if you can. So your knees are going to go out wide and away, wide and away. Again, anything doesn't feel good or it doesn't feel great, you skip it. Then change direction on your knee circles. Good stuff. Then we're going to end up sitting up. So I'm going to straighten one leg and swing that leg, but you can do it any way you like. That's the professional way, okay? It takes years to be able to do that, so I don't expect you to do it on your first go. We're going to try and go into cross-legged pose now if you can, which can be a bit tricky. You've got a little bit of a tilt on that slope there, which is ideal because it just helps you sit a little bit taller. If you can't quite do the pose, you kick out a leg, you change a leg, all right? And we have a little bit of a restart. So see if you can get your palms to face upwards. I'm more comfortable with my arms down, but I feel like I round my shoulders. So if I turn my palms up, I've got like a better posture, a flatter back. And then try and get into that breath work again. So see if you can inhale, just spread your fingers wide. And then exhale, relax the hands. Just 2 more of those, so make them good ones. Inhaling. And exhaling. Nice breeze against the skin. 1 more of those. Pretty good stuff. So now we turn the palms down onto the knees. We try seated cat-cow. So you're going to try and, for the spine, you're going to try and lean forwards a little bit. And then we do the opposite. We chin to chest and round the back. All right? So 2 more of those. You inhale, lean forwards, maybe looking up. And then you exhale, chin in and round. So again, you're just doing it for the back. Let's get some movement in here and come all the way back to chin to chest. Nice. Then we're going to do a wide arms. When you're ready, you take your arms all the way up to the sky. Your hands come down in front of your heart. Then we just do a little bit of bending your fingers back one way, bend them back the other way. And you could even go a little bit of side to side, side to side. And then you might even add in a bit of a twist. You twist one way, see what's going on with your back, your shoulders, twist the other way. Yeah, so nice, easy, simple stuff. And then you come all the way back to the center. Then you're going to interlace your fingers and get ready for your roller coasters, okay? This is a very important yoga pose. You've got to get smoothest roller coasters, not too bumpy. And then you change direction, you go around the other way. Would someone pay to go on that? You might fling them off the edge. Pretty good stuff. You shake out your wrists, you take a wide arms again, go all the way up, and your hands come down in front of your heart. And then just briefly, we're going to twist to one side, see how that goes, and then turn and twist to the other side. Good, come all the way back to the center. Now, we could do loads more here, but it's a short time, so we're going to swing our legs out the way behind us and get onto all fours. Excuse me. So you have your hands underneath your shoulders, your knees are underneath your hips, and your toes can be tucked under. And you can send your bum back and get a bit of a stretch in the toes. If that's all right, maybe that doesn't feel too good. You could even do a little bit of side to side with the hips. Then you come all the way back up onto all fours. And we're going to do that cat-cow thing again with the spine. So your ribs go down, your head lifts. Maybe you get an inhale in there. And then you exhale, chin in and push and round. Push, push, push. 2 more of those. So you're just doing it for your back, really, just to wake things up in the back. Any niggles, it might help to kind of get in there a little bit. 1 more of those, inhaling and exhaling. Pretty good stuff. Then we're going to get the right hand to float off the ground, getting ready for thread the needle. So you take that right arm either just out to the side or you float it up to the sky. You could look up, just be careful of the neck. And then we're going to float this arm underneath the shoulder and twist to the side. You can go quite low if you're all right with that. 2 more. You inhale, float the arm up. Be careful, see how things go. Exhale, twist. So really good for the shoulder, the spine. And then 1 more of those. Inhale, floating up. Exhale, twist, twist, twist. Good, that's done. That hand goes to the floor. Left hand lifts off the ground. Take that arm all the way up. Be careful on the first one. And then twist, twist, twist. See how that feels. 2 to go. Inhale, lifting up. And exhale, twist. Last one, reaching all the way up. And then twist, twist, twist. Pretty good stuff. That hand comes down to the ground. It's going to get a tiny bit tougher, so take a break if you need. I've got my toes tucked under, and then I'm just going to hover my knees off the ground a little bit. All right, and just see how difficult or easy that feels. It's a good trick to be able to do. And then we're going to see if we can take one hand off the ground and then put it down. Other hand off the ground and put it down. 1 foot off the floor, put it down. Other foot off the floor, put it down. Pretty good stuff. And then can you take your left hand and right foot off the floor? Bit of a delay there, a bit of a pause. And then the other side, so opposite, hand and foot. We've got a yogi down in the middle there, he's rolled over. And then your knees come down to the ground and you come up off of your hands. Shake out your wrists, take a wide arms, reach all the way up. And your hands come down in front of your heart. Hands go to the ground, and then we're going to see if we can sit our bum back even further and maybe even get the knees off the ground a little bit. So you come into a squat, and then you might lean, you might just move around a little bit. You might sway a bit from side to side. It might be agony. You might not have much movement. See how you go. And then we're going to go all the way back to the knees coming down onto the ground. All right? So then, can you get your left hand to float away from you? Like Superman, you're stretching away, and then the opposite right leg's going to go away, and you lift that leg up off the ground. And then if you can kick through the heel for me, and then can you point through the toes of that floating leg? Kick through the heel, point through the toes. Kick through the heel, point through the toes. Nice. And then can you kick through the heel and then bend the knee and float? So you've got to watch your balance, your left arm out to the side, like an aeroplane wing's a good start, but maybe it can go back behind you, and you might be able to try and touch that heel a little bit. Or somebody else's heel. If you touch somebody else's heel, I'm sure they won't mind this morning. And then that's done. You come out of it. 2 cat-cows for the spine. Your ribs go down. You inhale, lift up. You exhale, chin in. Almost like we might be catching your breath a little bit. Inhale. And exhale. Good stuff. The other side, your right arm goes ahead of you. If it's quite tricky, you could just do that with the arm, or we add in the left leg slides away. It lifts up. You kick through the heel, you point through the toes, kick through the heel, point through the toes, kick through, and then you kick through the heel, you bend the knee, and you float that arm out to the side. That's a good stage. Or you could try and float the arm back behind you and touch somebody else's ankle. Then that hand comes down to the ground. You come up off of your hands. Take a wide arms, reach all the way up, and your hands come down in front of your heart. We're going to come straight back to this position. If you want to skip, trying to get onto your heels and trying to get your knees off the ground, and then maybe standing up. There was the option to skip it. We've all done it. Pretty good stuff. So seeing as we made it, let's do a wide arms. Take your arms all the way up to the sky, and your hands come down in front of your heart. Another one of those. Take your arms all the way up, reaching nice and tall, and then hands come all the way down in front of your heart. Very good. Then what we're going to do, you've got the sun on you, so you're going to turn to face the sun, so you're side on. Your feet are going to go a little bit wider, and your arms are out to the side. Can I step off? Is it all right? No step. Oh. Is it all right with this if I just go over there? Yeah. Pretty good. Good stuff. God, it's a bit loud. So we're all standing in the sunshine, your feet are nice and wide, your arms go out to the side. You can do that breathing we did at the beginning. Inhale, your arms go nice and wide, and then you kind of exhale and relax your arms down a little bit. 2 more of those. Inhale, soaking up the sunshine. Exhale and relax. And then 1 more. Inhale, nice big breath. Strong, up a little bit, and you're just soaking up the sunshine, energy from the sun for 2 or 3 more breaths. Big breaths if you can. And then 1 more breath, your best breath so far, slow and long. Soak it up, soak it up. And then you relax your arms and you turn around back to the center, because we were in the middle of something, weren't we? So we're going to bend our knees. See if you can go all the way back down onto your knees. Now the right leg is going to step to the front. So it's a big cheat to get the right foot to the top. We take our arms all the way up to the sky, and the hands come down in front of your heart, okay? So you're kind of leaning into that front foot a little bit. You're going to twist to the right and see how your back feels. Then you're going to dip that left elbow down and try and hook it over the knee, okay? If you get that, then you're trying to encourage or push your hands a bit more to the center of your chest, but that might be a bit of a push. And then you can, looking at the foot on the floor is easier. Maybe it's a bit harder, but can you look past your right shoulder back behind you? And then maybe your right hand, the top hand, can float up to where you're looking, reaching back behind you. It's a bit like a Usain Bolt, where the other fingertips, both hands can point in the same direction. Hands come together, you unhook back to the middle, you take a wide arms reaching up, and your hands come down in front of your heart. Pretty good. We're going to try and go into a standing splits. So with this front foot, can you get the knee off the ground, lean forwards, and you could just put your fingertips on the floor and do it like a lunge. That's not bad at all. Or you might get that left leg to go up to the sky and try and get your nose closer to your knee. Really push that left leg nice and high if you can, but we're stretching out the standing leg. You can really feel it. And then job done. We step the left foot back where it was. We lower the knee to the ground. We bring the right foot back behind us on our knees. We take a wide arms, reach up. Hands come down in front of your heart. It's going quite well so far. Well done. You sit your bum back. We're going to try and do that standing up and down. If you don't like it, you can wait for us. We'll be back in a minute. You try and get your knees off. You can use your hands to push up. You come to standing up and take a wide arms, reach up. And your hands come down in front of your heart. Pretty good stuff. Then we go straight back down, testing out your squats. Knees to the ground. Left leg comes out in front of us. When you get there, take a wide arms, reaching up. Hands come down in front of your heart. You're pushing into that front foot. You're going to turn to the left a little bit for a twist. You don't have to go down for the dip. You could stay up like this, or that right elbow is going to come down and try and hook over the knee a little bit. And if you do get a bit of a hook, you could push into your hands a bit. You're trying to get your hands a bit more to the center of your chest. And it's like your forearms are in a straight line. They're kind of in a straight line like that. And you could look past your left shoulder up to the sky and even float that left arm up to the sky and get a bit of a shoulder opener there. Beautiful, you lot, very, very good. Your hands come together, you unhook back to the middle, you take a wide arms, reaching all the way up. Hands come down in front of your heart. A bit of a tester, we're going to go from low lunge to high lunge. Finger, if you can, and then fingertips to the floor. Maybe you don't want to do the standing split and you just do this, kicking away through your back leg, or you lift that right leg up to the sky and do a standing splits and try and get your nose close to your knee. Really lift that top leg nice and high if you can. Push, push, push. Job done. That foot steps all the way back. Then we're going to step into plank pose if you can. Pretty good stuff. Now I've lost my notes. I can't remember what was next. So you're just going to have to hold this for the next 12 minutes. Is that all right? Could you do that? Maybe a minute? Got a minute in you? Some people aren't trusting me already. God. And then we're going to push our hips to the sky into downward dog and do a little bit of walk in the dog. Bending one knee, swapping over, bending the other. Stretching out the legs, right? See how that feels. Good stuff. And then we're going to walk our feet up towards the top of the mat, which is a bit of a fiddle. And then you're going to bend your knees so you're coming into a nice juicy forward fold. Bending your knees is going to look after your lower back a little bit, and you could nod your head a bit. Some people hold on to opposite elbows and sway their upper body. They just jangle around and bang around a little bit. But try and look at your knees so your neck is nice and long, so you don't need to put tension in the neck, the shoulders. And then you let go of your arms and you slowly roll all the way up to standing up. Success. You take a wide arms, you reach all the way up to the sky, and the hands come down in front of your heart. Right, a big test. Classic sun salutation coming up. So we see how we go. Doesn't matter if it goes wrong. If you get it wrong, you have to buy me a peppermint tea, okay? And it's one for every error, so I might have a big stack of tea at the end of it. So when you're ready, your feet are hip distance, roughly the top of your blankets, yoga mats, whatever you've got. You're on a bit of a slope as well, so it might be a bit trickier, but you go heels and toes, heels and toes. You go outside in steps, outside in steps. You see if you get your heels off the floor with a little bit of bend in your knees, and see if you can hover your heels a tiny bit off the ground. And then you might be a little bit wobbly, which is pretty cool fun. And then you try and go a bit higher with your heels. And then, can you do a wide arms as well as have your heels off the ground? A little bit tricky. Very, very good. The concentration, it just went up a level. Steely concentration. Anyway, now we're on to the sun salutation. So see how we go. We inhale, take the arms all the way out, big stretch. You soften the knees and you fold all the way down. You inhale, half lift, flat back, hands, shins. Then you fold again. Now the right leg goes back. The right knee comes to the ground. Wide arms reach all the way up, nice big stretch. Hands come down to the ground. And it's plank pose. Unless you're going pro, you could try a one-legged plank. So you might not put the left foot down on the ground yet. And then it's right knee only, or both knees if you want. And then it's chest and chin. And you lie on the ground for low cobra. You inhale, do a back bend. You lower down. We'll do a couple more of those. We haven't done much back bending. So inhale, lifting up. Maybe the legs lift this time. Exhale, lower. And maybe the hands and legs lift a little bit for the third one. It's up to you. And then we tuck the toes under. If you want to go pro, take your knees off the ground already. That's pretty tough. Or use your knees to push yourself up into plank. Push your hips to the sky in downward dog. Walk the dog. Fingers nice and wide. Palms pushing the ground away. Then, or we're still in downward dog. Sorry. And then the right leg's going to go up in the air. And you swing, step the foot to the top. So we're going to go for a lunge to bring us back up. Yeah. And then strong legs. You come all the way up with your arms, reaching tall. Watch your balance. Hands come down in front of your heart. Middle row's got a bit wobbly there, and then we're going to lean. So you could keep, here's trickier with your hands together. You could float your arms alongside your body or even out wide to make it easier. But can you pull weight into that front foot and throw in a quick warrior 3 pose? And remember, we kick through the heel, point through the toes, kick through the heel. And then a standing splits, maybe your fingertips come down to the ground and lift that leg a little bit higher. Look at the knee, that's a big stretch on that standing leg, very, very good. Then that foot comes down to the ground at the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold soft knees. Arms come all the way up. Hands come down in front of your heart. Still time to join in. Very, very good. You kick out your legs and you sway your arms a little bit. Nice, huh? We added a bit into that, but that's kind of a classic sun salutation. The other side. When you're ready, we inhale, take the arms up, big stretch. Soften the knees, dive all the way down. Look through the knees. Inhaling, hands, shins, half lift. Exhale, fold soft knees. Hands, fingertips to the floor. Left leg goes back. Left knee comes down. Wide arms reaching all the way up. Hands come down in front of your heart. Hands to the ground, and it's plank or a one-legger. If you want to try and get that right leg to stay off the ground, it's pretty good. Might not be too tricky unless you put it down. And then you could have the left knee only come down, and then, or chest and chin, lying all the way down, and the low cobra set. So you inhale, do a little back bend. Keep it at that, or on the second one, you could lift the legs up as well. And then on the third one, you might even inhale, get the hands. So strong back, strong back, strong back. Hands to the ground, toes tuck under. And then I'm going to go tough guy this time. I'll take my knees off already and do like a reverse press up and then go into downward dog. Bending one knee, swapping over, bending the other, walking the dog. And then the left leg goes up in the air to the sky. Swing, step it up to the top. Find your balance. See if you can come all the way up. Take a wide arms, reach up. Hands come down. Yeah, so we're in a high lunge at the top of the mat. The left foot forwards. Very, very good. And then remember, you can keep your hands here, go wide or alongside your body. I quite like the tricky one with the hands in front of your chest. You're trying to make a capital letter T shape. Remember that back foot. Point the toes and then kick through the heel so the toes point to the ground. Then standing splits, fingertips to the floor if you can. Try and get that right leg even higher. Look at that knee, nose to knee, push, push, push. Then we're going to step that foot to the top of the mat. You inhale, hands, shins, half lift. Exhale, fold soft knees. And then you come all the way out with wide arms, all the way up to the top. Hands come down in front of your heart. Pretty good stuff, success. You kick out your legs, you sway your arms a little bit. And then we're going to come into warrior 2 pose, okay? So we'll start by keeping the left foot where it is. The right knee is going to come up. So if you look ahead, it helps you balance. Keep your eyes on a spot. And then maybe you can step back. And now we're going, excuse me, we're going side on. So now this left knee's got a bend in it. Just like before, the knee's still got a bend in it, but you've opened your hips to the side and the right foot is pointing to the side, okay? And then just checking that this front knee isn't leaning in. So you know we just did the lunge. We could have come from a lunge. That knee stays there. And then we come up so we're side on. So just look after your front knee for me. And then your arms are going to go out to the side and you're in warrior 2 pose. So a nice bend in that front knee. Then your front palm turns up. Your legs don't change, the legs stay put. Bucket of water in this hand and you pour it all the way back behind you over your head, so you're getting a nice stretch. And you could, so you're going backwards, you're leaning away from me. Good, then you come out of it and you go side angle, you bend this elbow, the forearm goes onto the thigh and the top arm reaches up. It can reach up or it could even go diagonally over your head. And if you want to squeeze a bit more out of it, that left arm straightens out and you point your left fingertips to the floor and it goes down to the ground. Or there's a bind some people are doing where the left arm goes underneath your left leg and your right arm wraps around your back. And you get your hands together in a monkey grip. This is just ramped up from level 1 to 100. And then you bump your back foot in a little bit, your right foot comes underneath you, and then you step your left leg up in the air. Bird of paradise, very good. Job done. Step to the top, kick out the legs, sway your arms a little bit, take a wide arms, reach all the way up, and your hands come down in front of your heart. I'll swap over so I can see you. So the other side, so your right foot stays there, left toes tap, and just balancing on one leg. See how you go. And then we're going to step this left foot back behind us, and we're going to go into warrior two the other way around. So now my right knee's got a bend in it, just like I was in my low lunge, my high lunge, but now I've just turned side on, okay? And you've got your arms forwards, your shoulders go up to your ears, and they relax down. You can do that with your breath. And then your right palm turns up, almost like you've brought your yoga teacher a chocolate brownie or a peppermint tea or something. You can bring it a bit later on if you like, but then you're going to pour that water all the way over back behind you. So you're getting a nice, your front knee hasn't moved and you're getting a nice side bend, okay? Be careful of the back. Then you come out of it back to warrior two. Bend the elbow, your forearm goes onto your leg and your top arm can reach up. That's a good halfway stage, or you get that arm to go over your head. And then maybe your right elbow slides straight and you point your fingertips down to the ground. So it's really getting into the inside of my right leg. Nice. And then there's even a button. So if you've had enough, then you just bend the elbow and rest, or you come up and put your hands on your hips. What we did before was we tried to bend the right elbow underneath the right hamstrings. The left arm goes behind your back. You try and do a monkey grip. Haven't lost anybody, have we? And then your left foot comes in underneath you and you try and get some weight off of the front foot and you see if you can stand up and kick out that leg. Yogi down over here, good stuff. Yeah, pretty good. You try and kick out the leg on uneven ground. Nice. Very, very good. Shake out your shoulders a little bit. Do a wide arms, reaching nice and tall, and your hands come down in front of your heart. Pretty good stuff. Your feet go to hip distance. You bend your elbows with your palms facing up. And we're going to inhale, lift the hands up a little bit. And then exhale. So we're catching our breath. Exhale, hands down. 2 more of those, inhaling. And exhale. And last one, inhale. And exhale. Very good. We're just very quickly going to squeeze in tree pose to finish, okay? So your feet are nice and close together. You're on uneven ground, so it might be a bit trickier. I'm going to keep my right foot there, my left heel's going to come up, and my knee's gone to the side. Got a focus point ahead of me. I'm tapping my toes and seeing if I can stand on one leg. And then maybe you slide the foot up the leg a little bit, above or below the knee you're aiming for. Okay, see how you go there. Make the standing leg really strong. And then we're going to take our arms up to the sky for a bit of a stretch. The hands come together down in front of the heart. You leaving? And then out to the side. You join your thumb and your forefingers together. Your elbows are bent. Then you see if you can take the foot off the leg and push through the heel. And then you bend your standing leg knee. And you see if you can move your wrists, your elbows, your knees and your ankles. And do a bit of a weird kind of yoga deity Shiva dance. That looks good. Just taking a picture of that. You come out, you shake your legs. You take a wide arms, reach all the way up. Just the other side to go down to the center. So you reset, feet nice and close together, focus point ahead of you, left leg stays there, left heel, right heel comes up, toe, knee out to the side. We just did that for warrior two, so we've already kind of done the homework. And you could just stay there if that's where you're at the moment, but over time you're trying to get that foot a bit higher, maybe above the knee because you want to push the leg into the foot. Stay here if you don't want to do the crazy bit, but a wide arms is quite a good test. Hands come all the way down, arms go out to the side, thumbs join together, elbows bend, shoulders relax, kick the foot off the leg, bend the standing leg knee, and you're ready to bend your elbows and move around a little bit. You could even walk down the road like this, down the beach, no one will mind. And then you come all the way back to the center, you kick out your legs, you sway your arms, you take a nice wide arms reaching up to the sky, your hands come down in front of your heart. Breath works next, but we're just going to do 2 more of those. You inhale, lift up, exhale, lower. 1 more, inhaling, and exhaling. Very good. You put 1 hand on your heart, the other hand on top. You take 2 really big breaths into your chest, your heart. Like you're filling yourself up with really big energy, good energy. 1 more of those. Nice. Then you take a really big breath, you open up your arms nice and wide, you look up to the sky. And then that's it. Well done, everybody. Good work. Thanks very much for coming. And put some tips in the bucket as it comes around if you like. Any loose change is good.